Gimme the presents. Hey everyone, Tom Harrison here with Pro 90D. I wanted to offer up another smooth speech snippet as a present to you. Now we're just off the holiday season into the new year as I'm recording this. So for many of us, there's been a lot of presents happening, maybe a lot of giving, some receiving. That can be a beautiful thing, right? Sometimes it gets out of hand, as we all know. And as I started this, I said, gimme the presents. A lot of us hear that, right? If we have children or, hey, let's face it, even some of us adults kind of get like, gimme the present. But I want to talk to you about three types of presents. One of them is, in fact, that type of present I was just referring to. A gift, right? And all of us have gifts to give to the world. It certainly doesn't need to be at a holiday. It doesn't need to be a birthday. It doesn't need to be a physical gift. All of us in the speech world, in the smooth speech world, know that our speech can be a gift. We want it to be a gift. And that is the first of these three types of presents that are vitally important to our speech. So again, this idea of the present, giving a present with your speech. We all have gifts to give, and to know that you can give profoundly important and beautiful gifts with your speech, invaluable, precious presents with your speech, that alone is a phenomenal reason to join the smooth speech journey, to join Pro 90D. But there's two other very important types of presents that also are so important to our speech, especially if we want to make a difference, especially if we want to give those gifts, give those presents with our speech and with our lives in every way that we can. So the second type of present I'd like to talk about is being present, right? Being present. Right now, you've probably noticed, I'm in a beautiful place. I'm not going to move the camera around at the moment because it's kind of perching on a rock. But you can hear the ocean behind me, I imagine. I'm right here on the coastline, the Pacific, Northwest Pacific coastline, California. Absolutely gorgeous. And when I find a place like this, it's really easy to get present. And I also have to be present to the fact that if I get too close, I might end up under one of those waves you can hear in the background. But being present, right? Being anchored in the now, in place and time and space. Oh my God, what a difference that makes to our lives and to our speech, right? Being present means we can have a sense of control that we otherwise just simply don't have. We simply don't have control over our speech, over other aspects of our lives if we're not present in the given moment. So for example, in a car, you're driving. Now look, that's pretty automatic for most of us now if you've been driving for any amount of time. And you need to be mindful, right? Because if we're not present when that car in the other lane veers right in front of us, what happens or what could happen? An accident, right? And there's so many different examples of that in our vehicles. Presence is so important to protect us. Even more important, presence helps us control not necessarily our environment, right? I can't control those waves, but by being present, I can control my proximity. I can be very aware of where they are. I'm not mindlessly just walking too close to where a rogue wave could take me out, right? So protection, preservation, preparation, right? Presence allows us to prepare. all of these things are crucial to our speech. And it's so critical. And we know this, right? If we're not present in a speaking situation, now, maybe it'll go fine, right? Because we're not thinking about it, everything will work fine. But if we're not present, the truth is, the chances are our speech is going to be prone to all of our past patterns, right? Because when we're not present in the moment, we cannot control those patterns of our past. And they're going to play out in any way they may, right? And that varies. For many of us, that could just vary, right? If you're a situational stutterer, for example, you may not know when that will happen, but if you're not present, it's much more likely to happen much more frequently than if you are. And even if it does happen, even if you stumble, or like I just had a little stumble there, a little disfluency a moment ago, I'm present. I can come back. I noticed it, and it's, so what? Everything's fine, right? I'm very anchored, very present. So there's so much more about being present in the Pro 90D speech system. But I wanted to speak to one thing because I'm in this beautiful space here. I encourage you, anytime you can, and especially when you're practicing your speech, to find what I call a sacred space, but call it whatever you like, a space where you can more easily be present, right? A place that just embraces you, that you feel so comfortable in. You know, for me, places in nature, right? Where I'm, now if there were wild animals attacking me, I probably wouldn't be as calm, but I would certainly be present, right? So, presence. Giving your gifts, giving your presence, and having presence. And by the way, if you're not present to the moment, chances are you're not going to be giving gifts because you're not going to think about it. You're just not even going to be thinking about it. You're not going to be in a gift-giving mood. The third type of present I'm going to speak to right now in this smooth speech snippet, just a snippet, just a tidbit, just a glimpse into the vastness and power of the Pro 90D speech system. Won't you join us? This third present is actually pronounced a little different. Present. What does it mean to present? Well, we know in speech it means to generally get up in front of other people and share your message. Share your gift, which again requires being present in the moment to share that gift and present it, to gift your present, present your gift as you are present to your audience, to that audience. It's beautiful, right? Imagine what you can do with your speech just with these three beautiful P's, right? Knowing that I'm here to give a gift, to give a present for the people in this audience, in this meeting, in this conversation with myself, in my self-talk. I'm here to give myself a present. To me, to the people in this meeting, to my family, to whoever I'm communicating with, to these hundreds and thousands of people I may be speaking to. How beautiful is that? And in order to do that, I know that I must be present. I must be grounded in the moment. I must be aware of my surroundings. That allows me to be clear-minded. It allows me to control my own behavior. Control everything about my speech, right? Now I have the capacity to control it. I have to be present to do that. And I'm presenting. Again, even in a conversation, the flavor of that presentation, how it comes off may be quite different in a conversation than in a presentation per se. But then again, maybe not. Because even when we're in front of people, a large crowd in a presentation, live, we want to be inviting, right? We want to be warm and welcoming. We want it to be personal. We want it to feel like we're touching each and every individual in the audience, don't we? I hope these 3 presents have been a gift to you. And I hope you will join me and Michael, Sakshi, and so many others who have gained so many presents from the Pro 90D speech system. I look forward to seeing your presence in Pro 90D. Take care. Remember, your voice matters. Cheers.